What's up, book fam? Happy aloha whatever day of the week this is, because y'all already know. If you've been here for a minute, y'all already know. Anyway, today's video is going to be all about the books that I've selected, the list that I've created for my little TBR here in March. It's not little, it's gigantic, and it's actually a little intimidating, but all the books that I plan to read in the month of March in honor of Women's History Month. So it's sparked my interest. I'm gonna go ahead and side note real quick. The books that I've selected, they're a little lengthy, and it was a little intimidating thinking of having to get through all of them in the month of March. So what I've decided is that I'm going to just keep a running TBR in regards to women's history books. So books that inspire me, that have a strong female character in them, whether they are nonfiction, biography, fiction books. I just want to make sure that every month I'm reading something about some baddie female character. Every month, okay? So we're going to go ahead and do that. Okay, but before we jump into all of the books, and you guys, I'm so excited to share these books with you. Before we jump into that, I would absolutely love it if you would consider staying here at the Middle Shelf Book Club. Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, become a part of this amazing book OHANA here on BookTube, and yeah, hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any of our videos that we post weekly. That's really hard to say, you guys. It's harder than you guys think. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about all the books that I selected that I'm going to be reading this month, because they're amazing. So the first two books, I'm not going to talk much about them just because these are the two books that we've selected for the month of March for our book club here, our ladies book club here on the Middle Shelf Book Club. That's a lot. These are the two books that we selected. We have The Female Persuasion by Meg Wolitzer, and I suck at last names, just fun, just so you know. And then we also have The Family. This is by Naomi Karpitsky. We're gonna go with that. This one, feminist, women empowerment. Also, I kind of got a little vibe of The Devil Wears Prada a little bit in this one. And then this one is sisterhood and mafia and all the things that come with that. So that's what I got there. If you would like a more in-depth synopsis of it, go ahead and check out the book video that I posted last week in regards to that. It was announcing those two books. I'm sorry, you guys. It was I'm a hot mess. It was announcing those two books as our book picks for this month. Okay, the next few books that I have, I'm gonna put this one on the side actually. We'll talk about the ones that I don't have. So the ones that are in the mail as of right now, okay, that will be here on Saturday, but this video we'll be posting afterwards. I just don't have it on hand. Okay, so the very first book is going to be Unbound. This is A Woman's Guide to Power. This is written by Kasia Urbanak. I'm really sorry if I butchered that last name. So this one was really interesting to me because my good friend Kavai, who is another boss babe homeschool mama, oh my god, I love her. She's basically my life coach. Kavai, if you didn't know, you're my life coach. I will go ahead and leave her information down here. Check out her Instagram. She does not have a YouTube, but she does have a podcast, and she talks all things homeschool mama encouragement, money making moves, kids entrepreneurship, just all of the things that I feel are necessary. So if you are needing some type of encouragement regarding homeschooling, regarding visualization, regarding kids, all that sort of stuff, go ahead and check out her podcast. It is the pause. And we're back. It is the Homeschooling Entrepreneur Mom on podcast. Let me go ahead and just show you guys. Don't mind my dirty screen, my dirty ass screen. Can you guys see that? No, you can't. Oh, the glare is so real. We'll turn it this way. Okay, that's my girl Kavai and her amazing 5 kiddos that are just, they have my heart. Okay, so we were talking the other day on FaceTime, and she was like, girl, you need to read this book, okay? And I was like, okay, and she knows I love books. So she was talking about this book, and it's basically about a dominatrix turned Taoist nun. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And it was just her explaining, Kasia explaining to other women. I'm sorry, there's things going on outside right now that my brain just can't. She talks to women about expanding their influence, standing in your power, finding your voice, and how to use it. So I just got all the vibes. I was like, I need this book, like women empowerment. She teaches you all the things, like, yes. And you get such a different, nobody talks about being a dominatrix ever. I mean, come on. And talking about how you have that mind control and just stepping into that role. And then she went from that to becoming a nun, like what? So yeah, I am super excited to pick that up. I'm pretty sure I've already put it up here, but this is what the book looks like. The next book that I'm super excited to read is going to be The Unmentionable. This is the Victorian Lady's Guide to Sex, Marriage, and Manners. This is written by Teresa O'Neill. Need I say more? That's all I know. The Victorian Lady's Guide to Sex, Marriage, and Manners.
Shantae, how does that have anything to do with women's history?
Female author. She did her research. She knows all the things about, you know, Victorian female sex, marriage, and manners. So we're gonna go with that. The next book that I do not have on hand but will be here soon is about a woman that I am so excited to learn more about. It is The Stories I Read to Children, the life and writing of Pura Belpré, the legendary storyteller, children's author, and New York public librarian. Pura Belpré actually wrote several different children's books, but the one that stood out to me was one that I had mentioned. I will put it here and I'll put the video up in the cards. It was our picture book recommendations, and there was a story that talked about Pura Belpré and her influence on the children in New York City. And how she came from Puerto Rico to America, started off working in, like, I think it was like a factory or some type of like sewing factory thing, and then the opportunity for her to get into the public library opened up, and it's just basically her influence on the world of literature. And y'all know I love books, so why not read about an amazing Puerto Rican woman, okay, that influenced so many young lives. I'm so excited to read this book. It'll probably be one of my like priority books. The next book that I do not have on hand just yet is going to be In the Country. We Love My Family Divided. This is written by Diane Guerrero. And I don't know if you're supposed to roll your R's on that, but I swear I can, okay? Okay, so if I pronounce it wrong, don't come for me. But this is, Diane Guerrero is one of the actresses in Orange is the New Black. She's that pretty little Mexican girl that her and her best friend are just little menaces. They just get into trouble, and they're always like Instagramming and trying to like become an influencer through jail, through prison. But she was one of my favorite characters, and when she got deported, my heart absolutely shattered. I was so sad. And I had no idea that there was a whole back history to that. So her family, her mother and father were deported when she was just a teenager, when she was in school. And so this is her story about having parents that were deported, having to count on family here in America because she was born here, she was allowed to stay, and going through all of those emotions and having to, basically it's her story on how her family here in America helped her become the actress that she is today, the successful actress, and all the things that she had to go through. So I'm really excited to read this book as well. And that's all that I know about it. And then the last two books that I have, if y'all don't already know, L.M. Montgomery is my absolute favorite author of all time. She is an amazing, she wrote Anne of Green Gables, which y'all should already know is like my absolute favorite. That kindred spirit, that little fire redheaded baby girl has my heart, and I absolutely love her and her entire series. But this story here was written by Liz Rothenberg, and it is Ellen Montgomery's basically like her story, how she became this amazing author, and it parallels, from my understanding, it parallels Anne of Green Gables. So it kind of like her life and how Anne of Green Gables came to light. So I'm really excited to read this one. This is a middle grade read, if I'm not mistaken. It was written for like 8 to 12-year-olds. So there are pictures throughout the book, and yeah, I'm just really excited to jump into this one. It'll probably be one of my first books just because I feel like I could fly through this one. Okay, and then the very last book is going to be Light in the Queen's Garden. This is the story about Ida Mae Pope, and she is a pioneer for Hawaii's daughters. That is all that I know, and you would think, me being from the big island of Hawaii, that I would know more about my culture, and sadly, you guys, I don't. I had no idea who Ida Mae Pope was, but she influenced a lot of the royal family, the young daughters that were, that were coming up. So it says here, Ida Mae Pope accepted a teaching job at Kauai Ha'o Seminary, a boarding school for girls. She couldn't have imagined it would become a lifelong career of service to Hawaiian women. So she also, it says, towering royal personages in Hawaii's history, King Kalakaua, Queen Liliuokalani, and Princess Ka'iolani. So I'm so excited to dig into this one. This one I feel like is going to really take a lot of my, this isn't going to be a fast-paced read. This is one that I'm going to have to really, it's basically my textbook. So we're going to dig in deep to this one. But this is one that I'm really excited to tackle as well. So those are all of the books that I picked for this month of March. Again, any book that I don't finish, I plan to just roll into the following months, the months to come. Let me know in the comments down below if any of them sound interesting, if you plan on picking up any of these books yourself, and don't forget to connect with me over on Instagram. I will leave my handle here. Yeah, okay guys, I hope you're having an amazing day, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye! What?